Hey students, today you guys are taking your force and motion test. So if you haven't already, you guys should have probably done your 4.4 Amplify assignment. And then this one will be graded on your points that you actually get right or not. Okay, so there's 3 sections to this assignment. Basically, you guys are looking at a collision of bocce balls. Over the last week or so, you guys have been messing around with bocce balls, whether you guys were doing the simulation online, whether you guys substituted something for a bocce ball, or whether you guys were in class with me and learned a little bit about bocce ball, or you guys watched a movie about bocce ball to figure out how it's played. So what you guys know is that we have this bocce ball B. So if I read right here, in the game of bocce, a small white ball called a plena. So if you guys look in this picture right here, A is your plena, is tossed or rolled out on the court. Then teams take turns tossing these 4 larger bocce balls. They're usually different colors, so this is going to be labeled B, to see who gets the closest to the plena. These bocce balls collide with the plena, so sometimes the B bocce ball will hit the A plena. Okay, the mass of the bocce ball is 0.92 kilograms, which is, if you guys have ever played bocce ball, it feels kind of heavy. But the mass of the plena is generally around 0.06 kilograms, so significantly lighter. So I would say a plena feels more like a golf ball, and the bocce ball is not quite as heavy as a shot put, but it's getting up there. Okay, so we have 2 balls of 2 different sizes. Both will have 2 different motions, and when we have a collision, we're going to see 2 different things happen after the collision. So that's basically what this test is about. So on part 1, you guys are focusing on what happens before the bocce ball collides with the plena. So remember, you toss out the plena first, it stops, and then you guys throw the bocce ball at the plena to see how close you can get. Okay, so question 1 says, describe the motion of the bocce ball before its collision. Okay. Question 2, describe the motion of the plena before its collision with the bocce ball. So what is the plena doing before the bocce ball hits it? Okay. Does the plena or the bocce ball have more inertia? We talked about inertia when we talked about Newton's law. You guys should have something in your notes about inertia. If you guys do, go check it out. You guys can use your notes for this. Why do you think the ball you chose in question 3 has more inertia? So explain your answer to question 3. What is Newton's first law? Again, that should be in your notes. And describe one way in which Newton's first law applies to bocce ball. So in order for me to be able to show you guys the next sections, I just have to go put some answers in. They're not the right answers necessarily, so please don't just go through and do what I do. Okay, I just need to go to the next section. So then I'm going to hit next. Okay, this is during the collision. So if you guys look at this image right here, this shows the bocce ball B touching the bocce or the plena A. So this is while they are colliding, okay, not after they're done colliding, not before they've hit each other, but this is while they are colliding. So if we're throwing the bocce ball, it's going to have a force on the plena, okay? So this was, the bocce ball B was moving forward, or in this case, you guys could consider it to the right, however you want to look at it. What is Newton's third law? That should be in your guys' notes. When a bocce ball collides with the plena, so when B collides with A, compare the force that the bocce ball puts on the plena to the force that the plena puts back onto the bocce ball. So think really hard about that. What does that force look like? So what is the force on B on A? And what does the force look like from A to B? Okay, so that was a short little section. Again, I'm just going to put in some answers for you guys so I can move on to the next section. Okay, this section is a little bit longer, and it focuses on everything that happens after the collision. So you'll see table 1 here. You guys will only use table 1 for questions 13 through 19. For 9 through 12, we're just kind of referring back to our example of bocce ball that we've been talking about. So describe the motion of the bocce ball after its collision with the plena. You guys should have kind of messed around with these things either in the simulation if you're DLI or in school with the bocce ball. So you guys should have an idea of what happens. Okay, describe the motion of the plena after its collision with the bocce ball. So what's the bocce ball doing after it collides with the plena? And what's the plena doing after the bocce ball hits it? Okay, what is Newton's second law? That's in your notebook. Explain why the motion of the plena is different than the motion of the bocce ball. So they don't respond the same. Okay, so explain why they respond differently after they collide. Okay, they don't have the same velocity changes. Now for 13 through 19, you guys are going to refer to table 1. This is similar to the quiz that you guys took for chapter 2. So which bocce balls were more massive? So now you guys can refer to this table. Okay, you guys can see all the information you need in these tables to answer 13 through 19. So which bocce balls were more massive? You guys may have more than one answer there. Okay, so it could be one answer, it could be more than one answer. It won't be anything more than gray, pink, or blue, because those are the only colored bocce balls you're examining. Okay, which bocce balls experience the greatest change in velocity? So you're going to assume that you have a force act on one of these bocce balls. So they're all sitting out there and something collides with it. Okay, so which bocce balls experience the greatest change in velocity after their force? So again, look at that table. In which direction was the force that caused the change? In the gray bocce ball. So if we're looking at just the gray bocce ball and we had another ball collide with it, or another force acting on that gray bocce ball, which direction was that force that caused its change in velocity from the table? Okay, and question 16, in which direction was the force that caused the blue bocce balls change in velocity? So go up, look at the blue bocce balls change in velocity, and tell me which direction a force would have occurred to cause that change. 17, same thing, but for the pink bocce ball. 18, which bocce ball or bocce balls experienced the greatest force? So which one were hit the hardest from their collision? Okay, and then finally, how do you know which bocce balls experienced the greatest force? So basically explain your answer to question 18 for 19. When you guys are done with that, hit submit. This is your final test. So it will be graded for you guys on the multiple choice, and then I'll go through and do all your short answers for you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You are welcome to use your notebook. Hopefully you guys have kept up with your notes, and that should be a lot easier for you. If not, I guess you guys are on your own. I will talk to you soon. Bye.